Hello and welcome to another update video about XRP. Time to take a look at the daily 4-day chart actually again, just to remind everybody that we are dealing with a sideways structure here that really hasn't gone anywhere. The price hasn't gone anywhere. Price is still moving sideways here and it has been doing so for several years now. And that's just important to always, keep in mind that we don't really have that long-term uptrend. Okay, you could say, okay, look, we zoom out further and we possibly have an uptrend, yeah? But this is still, what do we have here? We just have one rally and then sideways consolidation. It really requires more for a proper long-term uptrend. And it is fact that, for the last, 5 years, maybe even 6 years, we've just been moving sideways. So that means, we could watch for higher prices, but it just means you want to wait that long, we don't really have that breakout setup to the upside yet on this chart. So as I mentioned in previous videos, there is a bullish wave count. We could interpret this as a third wave top here, the price top that formed in December 2017. And then this here is a fourth wave as a sideways triangle, A, B, C, D, E, and we would then break out to the upside. But from a triangle point of view, if this really is an Elliott wave triangle, it would require one more lower high. And that's what I'm watching for right now, this D wave, and then a higher low in wave E before we have a chance to break out to the upside. The question is, can XRP do that before we move into the next bear market? It all takes time, right? So that's one scenario, and it requires a break above $2.06 at least to confirm it. So a lot of movement is required anyway. In a bearish case, we could say, okay, maybe this is only a wave 1, this price top in 2017, and then we are dealing with an A, B, C correction in wave 2, and the B wave is a triangle. It's just counted differently then, A, B, C, D, E, and we also need a higher low and a lower high. So that means there is at least a good chance. Triangles morph, they change, that's just what they do. They like to change in structure, because they only move, we're only moving in corrective patterns. It's important to realize that there are more than 10 corrective structures in Elliott wave. So if I'm labeling a correction, it could literally take more than 10 different routes, pathways. So getting the one right is not an easy task. So that means that's generally why if you're looking for high probability trades, you want to avoid corrective structures. The problem is at the moment in crypto, there are many of these corrective structures. So it's not necessarily easy, as you will realize, to trade the market right now, the crypto sector. It is messy. And it's just important to be aware of it. That's an important finding of the analysis, that it might mean you want to trade a little smaller, or you want to be, a bit cautious, really. Not necessarily bearish, but cautious. So it doesn't mean you want to go, you might not want to go all in, do crazy stuff, but just be a bit cautious. So you see here on this chart where we are dealing with a possible D wave rally in yellow or the C wave rally in white. We're tracking a corrective structure labeled WXY, and the Y wave is an A, B, C structure, and the A wave itself is an A, B, C. So at the moment, the idea is that we could already have started this C wave, or maybe we are still in the B wave. So this is just where what the main question on this chart is. Are we still dealing with this small B wave, or are we already in the C wave to the upside? That's what we're tracking. And now let's go to the smaller time frame chart and take a look at it. Here you can see this wave count in more detail. And as I said, we might have completed this B wave already. Then we're already in the C wave to the upside, or we are still in the B wave. There are some key parameters to watch. Also, I don't have a crystal ball, but there are some key parameters that we can watch. For example, the first rally here from the 5th of July low was a 3-wave rally. That already meant we need to be on the side of caution, because XRP loves to form only 3-wave movements, not 5 waves. Then we had this corrective pullback into our support region and a good reaction to support. That reaction, however, has only been a 3-wave move. So we are holding support at the moment for wave 4, but ideally I would have liked to see the Friday low to be the low in this 4th wave. Any more downside will, in my view, indicate that this upside impulse in wave C So the white count shows what it looks like if we're already in the C wave up. Then will make it more, no, less likely, because the 56.3 cent level is micro support for this wave 4 pullback, and any break below it would, in my view, increase probabilities that we're testing the lower support region and that we are still in yellow wave B, so that we never finished this B wave, that it didn't finish on Monday on the 5th of August. Now the reality is, if we take out the upper micro support, it is confirmation that we are not in an upside impulse. So this C wave is not an impulse. Now here's where it's getting a bit difficult. The move up could also be a diagonal. At the moment, I'm just tracking if this is an impulse, which would be the easiest way to trade it and understand the structure. But if it's breaking up a support, we could still see it as a diagonal. In this case, the wave 4 could even go a little bit lower, but it would start to look more and more like a 3-wave rally, which again makes it just more likely that we're testing the lower support. It is quite simple. Below 56.2 cents, 42.6 cents becomes support. Whether we are going to get there or not is a different question. That remains to be seen, and we will have to look at the structure when we break support and so on. You know, if it's only a wick down and a recovery, we might just leave this chart as it is. I think we have a possible breakout point here. The red trend line, we have 3 touch points there, even 4 maybe, depending on how you draw the trend line. So that's at the moment around 63, 64 cents. We're not there yet. And I think we need to at least prepare for a possible break of micro support. And it would mean that, yeah, maybe we test the lower support again, or somewhere in between. If it can turn around, we could explore the idea of a diagonal pattern, but these are not easy to track. Yeah, in a diagonal, the third wave would still be unfolding. And it's doing something that, for example, Ethereum is doing, where this is just the A wave rally, this is the B wave pullback, and we rally then in wave C. But if we see that, we can put that onto the chart. That won't be an easy structure to track anyway. So that's how I see XRP at the moment. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.